Here's a photo of me in 2013 at a local convention. I'm with my brothers and two friends. I'm a freshman and an anime addict who, a few years earlier, managed to save up enough cash to buy himself a 3DS. Pokemon and Paper Mario were my big things back then, but I played other games too. Later that year, I decided to make a purchase out of the blue, and also buy Fire Emblem Awakening.
Crom, we have to do something.
What do you propose we do?
I don't know.
I see you're awake now.
Hey there.
There are better places to take a nap than on the ground, you know. Give me your hand.
I remember being convinced by some of those very same high school friends to make that purchase. Yeah, I didn't really regret it one bit, I'd say. After about 30 hours, I'd say that was a pretty damn good experience, all things considered. The combat was cool, the units were interesting. I even supported the avatar, named after myself, of course, to a pretty girl named Leap. Luckily, I also had some extra money gained from taking part in an ancient, arcane rite known as a job. And also got some of the DLCs. And I saw Alm, Celica, Sigurd, Selith, Leaf, Hector, Eldig. Yeah, I'm not gonna pronounce the rest of that. Yeah, nah. So little old me, 3DS era enjoyer and all, I was slowly playing the GBA titles on my phone. I tamed wild dolphins to play Path of Radiance, and eventually I decided to play the game that I saw was so widely beloved by fans.
This is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life!
Yeah, it was pretty damn good. It was pretty goddamn amazing for a niche Japanese-only title, which is why it would be great to have a worldwide localized remake, because those always happen, right? Today, I'm your host, Bosnian Dave, and listen to this overgrown man-child lament about a relatively obscure Nintendo SRPG from 1996. It's gonna be 30 next year, wow. As a preface, I'm working within the logic that Fire Emblem Genealogy of the Holy War, which from here on out I'll refer to as Fire Emblem 4, is likely the very next game that Intelligent Systems will remake. My logic is simple. It is because it is the next game to be remade after Shadow Dragon, New Mystery, and Echoes Shadows of Lentia. They have prioritized the first few titles for remake priority, and that is the justification that I am working with. Without further delay, here is reason number 1. It's been Japan locked for the longest time. Up there with Mother 3 as it pertains to games that are alive purely because of fan support, it's not a title that Nintendo certainly aren't aware of in regards to its popularity. After all, it was ported to the Wii, the Wii U, the new 3DS, the Switch. I see what happened with Xenoblade Chronicles and wonder, am I allowed to be happy too? To a sentimental schmuck like me, the process of paying respect to the legacy and history of what makes a franchise good is an act that shows that devs care about the previous titles, which paved the way for the games and mechanics they continually innovate on. And FE4 fits that bill for me to a T. Reason number 2 is that It is a testament to how far the series has come. It should go without saying that present-day Fire Emblem would not be what it is without FE4. From the weapon triangle, a deeper story, supports, skills, marriage, and child units. That whole starting section was written the way it was because, as someone who played Awakening as their first Fire Emblem title, it was amazing playing through, in real time, the same title that those mechanics and attributes first took hold. And the thing is, when making remakes, Intelligent Systems devs are aware of the divide between new and old fans. In a July 2017 Nintendo Dream feature interview after the release of Echoes, game director Kenta Nakanishi stated, "This time, we wanted to make something that could be enjoyed by both fans of the old Gaiden and fans of newer games like Fates and Awakening. As such, we were really happy when we saw the responses from fans after release, such as an old fan going, 'This is really Gaiden,' or a new fan going, 'These game mechanics are interesting.' And in response to newer fans coming in as a result of the new Fates Awakening era, he added as well more on the different fan perspectives. Take for example new players of the series. Those who came with Awakening and Fates may find the appeal in Fire Emblem to be building character relationships. However, that may not matter at all to an old Fire Emblem fan. We felt that if we could express what an old fan found interesting to the new fans, then both types of players would give it a try. I feel we may have done it." So, yeah, if Awakening is what saved the franchise previously, and we have that new part of the fandom, a fandom that, like me, has had plenty of time to play the older Fire Emblem titles on emulation available to us, I think it would be refreshing to see things come full circle with the most impactful title after Shadow Dragon, and see it get a proper refresh. Reason number 3. Necessary modernizations. I'll be perfectly honest, this is the topic that has gotten me to squeeze my last 2 brain cells the most. When I think of FE4's gameplay, I am torn. Its mechanics have given it one of the most unique game identities in the franchise, but at the cost of coming off as outdated and clunky. Fundamentally though, it comes down to a difference in approach to a remake. Echoes, which added new elements like the turn wheel, combat arts, and added supports that weren't originally there, so we know that they're able to stick the landing for updating older titles. Unfortunately, that being said, it's also been, I think, properly criticized as being a little bit too accurate to the original, since it left much to be desired in regards to its map design, having some of the worst swamps in the entire franchise, and Nui Booba probably being one of the worst offenders. And so, Genealogy must be reinvented. The arena, pawn shop, gold management, treatment of non-cavalry units, the pursuit skill, lessening the weight of fire tomes and axes, I'd say those need the biggest overhauls, if at all, just to make them less penalizing. In general, everything needs more explanation in guides, maybe making a special mention going to features like marriage pairings, the jealousy system, or maybe just remove the jealousy system entirely. I kinda don't care about it. Give it some kind of proper guide menu. In terms of the aspects that I believe should be almost totally left unchanged, I have to say that holy weapons are the top thing that I want completely untouched. Their might, the boosts, everything should be retained. I think that everything from the base game, in regards to holy weapons, again, leave it alone. it's perfect as it is. I love it. The idea of having nigh almost unkillable gods on the battlefield with holy regalia, I love that shit. Please keep that in. All in all, I think a lot of what's in the base game should stay, but again, everything just needs to be tweaked accordingly. Reason number 4 is that it's got one of the best stories in gaming. And yes, I know it sounds like I'm maybe trying to inflate this game's ego or blow things out of proportion, but I really do truly believe it's just got that special of a narrative. Even if it is partially adapting Volsunga Saga in its narrative, there's enough that FE4 adds on its own that distinguishes itself. Within its own franchise, FE4 was the first title that actually tried to push for special supportive relationships for the units that had both significant story and gameplay impacts. Special events, conversations that led to significant lore drops, culminating in support pairings that have a massive impact on how you play out the second half of the game. It's all wrapped up in the political intrigue of a war epic involving a young knight who becomes thrown into the schemes of greedy nobles, ambitious kings, and evil cults trying to bring about a new era of darkness on the land. Kinda cliche, perhaps, but I again still think that the themes that tries to carry out in regards to war, in regards to, again, political backstabbing and betrayal, it's literally just some of the best I've ever seen in a game. And yes, that scene is memed to death, and you know if you've played FE4 what I mean by that scene. For those who played it originally, and even for those who played it mostly blind, not knowing about the massive amount of jokes that people have made, it's genuinely heartbreaking to see what happens. And I would like more people to experience that massive heartbreak. When I compare them side by side, I can honest to God say that FE4 ran where Awakening walked, and it deserves to sprint into the limelight again with a fresh coat of paint with the optimizations I brought up earlier. Closing thoughts. Genealogy of the Holy War is my favorite Fire Emblem title. I can say that in fullest confidence. Also, bring back the Echoes team. They cooked. Please. Let them do that again. Just for the love of God, please. All you wonderful and beautiful people, mention your fellow thoughts in the comments. Like, share, and see you all in future videos and streams. Oh yeah, I don't know, maybe get Soda a pay or something to be like the artist.